takeover of Newcastle United by a consortium led by the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund is complete. Its ramifications on the Premier League and beyond could be vast. For Newcastle fans, it means an end to 14 dour years under Mike Ashley, and indeed a deal that has been greeted with jubilance in the North East, arguably not witnessed since local boy Cam Goodall has signed for the then world record fee in 1996. However, the involvement of the PIF has brought with it suggestion that the Magpies will serve as nothing more than a sports washing project for the Saudi Arabian regime. A statement from the Premier League said the Premier League, Newcastle United and St James's Holding Limited have they settled the dispute over the takeover of the club by the consortium of PIF, PCP and RB Sports and Media. Following completion of the owners and directors test, the club has been sold with immediate effect, and it said the legal disputes concerned with in the entireties would own and or have the ability to control the club following the takeover. All parties have agreed to this takeover, and it just goes blah-de-blah-de-ah. Newcastle United are to be purchased by a consortium at a cost believed to be $408 million. Around 80% of that sum will be provided by PIF, the sovereign wealth fund of the Saudi Arabian. Its asset value is estimated at $430 billion. It's chaired by Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. As the Premier League confirmed in its statement, they have received legally binding assurances that the kingdom itself won't control the club. The governor of PIF said, "We're extremely proud to buy Newcastle United. We thank Newcastle fans for their tremendously loyal support over the years, and we're excited to work with them." Amanda Staveley, the broker behind the deal, will receive a 10% stake in the club, as will London-based billionaires, the Reuben brothers. Both will have seats on the board. "This is a long-term investment," says Staveley. "We're excited about the future prospects of Newcastle. We intend to instill a united philosophy across the club, establish a clear purpose, and help provide leadership that will allow Newcastle United to go to big achievements long term. Our ambition is aligned with the fans to create a consistently successful team that's regularly competing for major trophies and generates pride across the globe." And yeah, the deal will bring to an end 14 years under Mike Ashley, and he's been one unpopular figure. The consortium first struck an agreement with Ashley in April 2020, however that stalled at the fit and proper test. At the heart of the issues was the television piracy with Saudi Arabia, particularly relating to BN Sports. The Qatar-based chairman, who's also president of BSG, was banned in the country. However, it was widely pirated by BQ. Qatar filed a complaint to the World Trade Organization in 2018 regarding Saudi Arabia blocking of the channel, and when the PIF-led bid for Newcastle was made, the chairman of BN urged the Premier League to fully interrogate the bid, stating that the Saudi government had been involved in the facilitation of nearly 3-year theft of Premier League commercial rights. The consortium ultimately withdrew amid that pressure, but retained an interest that reignited in recent days, whilst in the meantime Newcastle and the Premier League found themselves in arbitration. Earlier this week, Saudi Arabia ended its blocking of BN Sports in the process, removing significant hurdle that has allowed the deal to accelerate towards its conclusion. The takeover of Newcastle is not without its controversy. The involvement of the PIF in a consortium does provide a degree of distance between Saudi State and St James's Park. The fund is considered a separate legal entity. This has, however, been widespread criticism of the Premier League's willingness to get a green light on a deal so closely tied to a nation. Amnesty International said, "Ever since the deal was first talked about, we represent a clear attempt by the Saudi authorities to sports wash their appalling human rights record with the glamour of the top-flight football. Saudi ownership of St James's Park was always much about income management for bin Salman and his government, as it was about football." They're urging the Premier League to change its fit and proper test, adding the phrase "human rights" doesn't even appear in the owners and directors test, despite English football suddenly adhering to FIFA standards. "We sent Premier League a suggested new human rights compliant test. As with Formula 1, elite boxing, golf or tennis is a very attractive means of rebranding a country's person with a tarnished reputation. The Premier League needs better understanding of the dynamic of sports washing and tighten its control." A US intelligence declassified earlier this year, stating that bin Salman had approved the assassination of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi in 2018. His finance, Hatisi Kengis, told Daily Telegraph, only a few days after the third anniversary of Jamal's murder, it's horrifying to learn that the Crown Prince is on the brink of getting what he wants, to wash his reputation and solely the name of sports. In one swoop, Newcastle will, in financial terms, find themselves on a different ballpark to most teams in Europe. And they are not the only team backed by sovereign wealth from the Middle East, but just look at their contemporaries, PSG and Man City. Offers a sense of the wealth that they will be available to the club hierarchy. Those tasked with day-to-day running of the club will likely have access to these funds that were not available in the latter years of Ashley. Newcastle may not have immediately entered the Kylian Mbappe transfer sweepstakes, but they are likely to be able to add quality to a squad that has been stuck in mid-table in recent years. There will, however, be limits to what Newcastle can do with FFP. However, it has been reported that they can spend up to £200 million. There is a reason why Newcastle looks so attractive as PIF and the way that they're going. It's certainly exciting times for Newcastle. It looks certain we're going to get a change in manager. But yeah, I'm going to go into that next week and why Newcastle fans are so excited. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and your thoughts, comments, and follow on to hit the description for daily football news and subscribe to my channel and screen right now. That would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.